We're here again, another episode with Aaron Lawrence podcast. Like I said to you before, we always find personality in sports that we will talk to. And guess who we run up into? We run up into this guy here, Rosco, from England. He's a talent scout, so to speak. He have a lot of programs that run in the UK. He's over here, and we're here in the Bermuda. He come down for the under 17 World Cup qualifying, and we're just gonna sit and have a chat with him. Know more about his program, more about what he do, and more about what he offer to young players and young kids out there. And if there's any talent that he see, you won't have to call the name, but if there's any talent that he see here, what he will be implement into his program. We want to ask him, hey brother, welcome. Thank you for stopping. Thank you for giving us your time. I know you're busy doing a lot of work, and I just want to know more about. Tell me. I want to know more about you before we're going. Just share your life story and whatever you can tell us.
Well, firstly, Aaron, thank you so much for inviting me on to the podcast, and it's an honor to be sharing this podcast with you right now. So, a little bit about me. I was an ex-professional footballer a lifetime ago, but and then unfortunately, due to injuries and stuff like that, never necessarily, prolonged the career as long as I should have. But come from a football family. So my brother was also a professional footballer at the same time, so was able to share sort of his experiences as a player at that point. As I sort of retired between just probably by the age of 26, 27 officially, I then took my life into, I basically come out of the game with no real education. So I had to re-educate myself. So went into sort of teaching, coaching, tutoring, mentoring, and down that lane. And then through my experiences of working in primary schools, secondary schools, colleges and universities in the UK, I found myself now sort of working as sort of like a talent identification scout, and I'm a semi-professional coach in the UK. And I also have an international academy in the UK as well.
What brought you to Bermuda? You most likely is football, but I just want to know more of what give you that drive to come down and look at this under 17.
I suppose I'm a failed footballer, right?
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't say that. You're the one to say that.
But so by not necessarily for what I feel fulfilling where my dreams and aspirations were. That was sort of like an inner fire drive inside me that really wanted me to go into what I'm doing right now. So my purpose and objective of being here in Bermuda right now is to come to this under 17s CONCACAF tournament. And identify talent. In an ideal world, we'll be identifying talent that can go straight in to the professional game. But the most important thing for me is actually just developing my network with people like yourself, and also demonstrating that there is a pathway in the UK for players in Bermuda, in Turks and Caicos.
It's nice.
In Anguilla, and by sharing that knowledge with you guys as national team coaches and national team players, my passion is the next generation, and they understand that opportunity is there for them as well.
And also, you guys run a program in the UK.
Yeah.
And tell me,
one of my many hats.
One of your many hats that you got. Tell me more about that program that you run in the UK.
Yes, that's probably one of the reasons why I'm here as well. So I have a good relationship with the Bermudan Football Association, who are obviously part of the group for this U17s tournament. So currently in my international program, we have around 14 Bermudan footballers in that program, and we're supporting them in that international program with one plan. So we don't have a plan B and we don't have a plan C. We just have one plan. And that plan involves education, it involves employment, and it involves football. And all of them are equally as important because they will all support how their exit strategy looks as they enter the program. So the way we operate is anyone that entering into the program, we're already looking at their exit strategy straight away. Yeah. Hopefully that's into the professional game, obviously. But I see equal success as people graduating with bachelor's honours or even just being able to go into employment in another industry. All of those things are equally as important for me. And I think that links back to, within the group that I'm here observing, there's a lot of British territories that are involved in this tournament. So, it's for me, it's been really, really, really good to watch.
That's cool. It takes, what does it take for a youngster to get into your program? Talent wise or, education wise, background? Tell me.
So I look at it as having a relationship with a federation. This next generation, probably need more guidance and support than what we would have done. Back when we were coming through, etc. So I see it as a collective team effort. So federation, opportunity, parent, student athlete, it's a real collective opportunity.
Yeah.
The opportunity we have in England isn't for everybody. So, it's firstly identifying, who is interested.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's then, working out, are they the right human being for the opportunity?
True.
And making sure that the expectations are set from the outset in relation to being realistic. I definitely don't sell a dream that isn't one that can't be fulfilled.
Sure.
But I'm definitely living in a world where I'm taking players into the professional game right now, which I'm really proud of.
Yeah.
From the ages of 16 to 21. So, why can't that be players from British territories?
Okay, that's cool. Tell me something about some of the clubs in the UK that you had tied with, or you have linked with, that your players can go about sharing.
Yeah, so I suppose a little bit like yourself, you've played the game.
Yeah.
You then build friendships in the game.
Yeah.
They stay in the game. With my affiliation, with my being a part of the Professional Football Association in the UK, as my union, they're very supportive of the program. So with that, they also support access to professional clubs, as well as, utilising the contacts I currently have to look at the professional clubs. That is how I would describe our professional pathway. And the success I've seen probably in the last 6 months to a year is, I've helped players get into a goalkeeper from Ireland, just helped get signed to Sheffield Wednesday.
Nice.
Centre back, 17-year-old at the time, just helped him get a pro contract at Wycombe Wanderers. Just as a couple of examples, and we currently have a number of boys that are on, being observed and stuff at the moment. So for them, it's really exciting. But for me, it's easy to talk about those.
Yeah.
I like to also talk about their semi-professional opportunity as part of, how their pathway might look. So it could be the case that their talent and their journey means that they are entering in a men's semi-professional environment in England.
Yeah.
Where we have relationships with Bracknell Town Football Club, which is just outside London, Binfield Football Club, again, which is very close to the residency I own and sorry, I have in the UK, I should say. And we also have another club in Sandhurst as well. So we have a really good first team pathway. my philosophy in those clubs is, if you're old and if you're good enough, you're old enough, and at that point, let's get you into men's football as soon as we possibly can,
Yes, yes.
so you can develop.
Before I never asked you the name of your program. So what's the name?
So the name of the program is the International Development Football Academy.
Yeah.
And it effectively is exactly what it says on the tin. So
Internationally, yeah. So that's why that's why you're here now.
Correct.
To find the talent who can come into your program and be a part of your program.
Yeah, and I think it's not just the international side. As I said, I wear sort of the academy hat, the semi-professional coach hat, and that professional pathway hat. And I think everything kind of intertwines. But linking back to the academy, one of the things I'm really proud of with regards to the academy is we currently have 21 different nationalities represented in the academy right now, from Jamaica, Trinidad, Bermuda, US, Argentina, Canada, Ireland, Spain, Singapore, Nigeria, South Africa, Swaziland, Zimbabwe. So we are what we say on the tin in that aspect. So,
and that's good.
And sometimes for me, again, linking back to being realistic with every player I have interaction with or I have contact with, being honest and telling the truth is the most important bit. And as the worst case scenario in this whole process, if they are, if they want to be connected, is they're going to have, I know that they will have an unbelievable experience, being part of our football family. Yeah.
Here in Bermuda, you watch a few games so far.
Yeah.
Have you identified any youngster from the Turks and Caicos or Bermuda or even Anguilla?
Yeah.
Have you?
Absolutely, yeah. So, I've been lucky enough to, again, have meetings with the Turks and Caicos and Anguilla and the Bermudan federations since I've been here, which has been, humbling, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The federations have taken that time out to meet with me and also, respect the opportunity as well. I have 100% identified, I'll be honest with you, quite a number of players.
Yeah.
But the reason for that is because sometimes you don't actually quite know if they are the right fit. And I think that links back to what I was trying to say to you before. It has to be a hugely team effort. Because, as a federation, as coaches, you guys would have worked with those players a lot longer than anybody else.
Yeah.
So you will have a lot more understanding of the student athlete or the player at that point. So when I'm talent identifying these players, for me, it's about going, right, I've identified this player. Let's have a conversation about this player and let's present what a potential opportunity could look like for them. In an ideal world, is can we get them into the program straight away? I think, if I'm being honest, from what I've seen since I've been here, I think that they would need a bit more support and help in the UK before they stepped into the professional academies. From what I've seen with those three respective nations, when I've looked at Curacao and Canada, it's clear to see that they have players and individuals that are already with professional academies, and you can kind of just see there is a little bit of a difference in the presentation of that player, and the majority of that is sometimes speed of play and their in-game decision making tactically.
Okay, that is one of the things that we're from Turks and Caicos. We're working with the Turks and Caicos Association. And one of the things that I always say to these players, try and go out there. Staying in Turks, not going to help you to develop. I say, we have good coaches in Turks. We're doing a good program there. But you need other experiences on the outside, other programs. And it's good, to see you as someone who saying these things to these players that they need to go out there, they need to go into programs, and it's wonderful, and that's what we always wanted for our players in Turks and Caicos, because the only way you go and get better is to go into a system that you play often, you train often, you're away from family, you breathe and eat and sleep football, and even do your schoolwork also behind that. So it is good. I think your program would be good for some of our players in Turks and Caicos, and I hope that you have identified some of the talent where we can go back and say to the parents, we have a friend of ours from the UK who runs a program, international program, who wants your son to come and be a
Yeah,
part of their
absolutely.
program,
Yeah.
and you want your son to also do the education in that program, because it's not only about football, it's about educating yourself, because after football, like you tell me first night that, you used to play and you get one injury
You want
and
it?
you have
Yeah.
to, so, and also, just like you, a player can play the sport. And after, if there's any injuries, God forgive, if there's any injury, they can fall back and doing some schoolwork,
Correct.
and it is good. And it is good for us, and it's good, having you in here, speaking today about these things, so we can educate other peoples out there about the program.
I think, like, yeah, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate kind words, and I think that, genuinely, that is my objective. I think during this conversation, we've been very heavy on talking about the men's game and the boys' game.
Mm-hmm.
The other reason why I'm here is also to develop the women's and the girls' game. So my message to everyone in Turks and Caicos is I'm equally as passionate as offering the opportunity to the girls as well. I appreciate this tournament is a male tournament, So I think the key thing for me is the game in England from a female point of view is grown rapidly over the last 10 years, and the opportunities to probably accelerate into the professional game from a women's point of view is probably a lot easier right now
than the men's. Yeah,
the male game. So, for anyone listening or watching, your podcast, I think I really would love to get a message across to everybody on the island that, that this is for males and females. And if there's females out there that are interested as well,
nice.
Then I would welcome those conversations with the federation, the families, and the player.
I was going to come to that, because we have a chat last night before, and you talk about the female side of it, and I was talking to some of our female that we were that just finished from in the DR, where they have the under-17 girls World Cup qualifying tour, which we have some girls that are leaving school, are not leaving school yet, but still in school, and wanted to a pathway. And I'd said to some of them, you never know. You never know what can happen. We will try to get places for you to go. And there you go. You come over and you speak about it, and we will go back to the parents there and let them know there's an interest for women, there's an interest for men. Take it and run with it. Get your girls in the program, get your boys in the program, and we move forward.
Yeah.
There's anything before we close that we left out, and you want to say to the parents in Turks, friends and family around the world, to how they go about getting into your program? Speak now.
Yeah, so I suppose everything in life is about like knowing or having knowledge and understanding of an opportunity, and I think and that's effectively my purpose. There's no hidden agenda for me. This is 100% about the student athlete, male or female. And my objective is to work with the federation, safeguard the student athlete, provide an authentic, real, honest opportunity. And then from that point, it's then over to, the student athlete, the player to execute the opportunity. And, with that, it's a huge team effort, because with the program I currently have, we're working with 16-year-olds, we're all the way through to sort of 23-year-olds. You know, we provide a program from the International Development Football Academy point of view, where we provide a school system where we're doing high school diplomas, we're doing A levels, we're doing IGCSEs, we're doing business degrees, we're doing management degrees, we're doing sports science degrees, we're doing sports coaching degrees. And the reason all of this is set up in space is because we want them to become our next employees within what we do.
Yeah.
You know, and if they are representing your country, we would like to hope that we can help develop them as potential employees for your federation in the future. And I think probably in the world we live in today, where everything is so much more connected, you know, this is an opportunity that I hope everyone in the Turks and Caicos, you know, are interested in and at least want to find out a bit more information.
Man, you can't say it no better. You can't say it much more. So it's up to the parents and it's up to the youngsters if they wanted to go or if they wanted to be a part of that program. And I can tell you this. I've been hearing the boys have been talking about it already. So I think they're interested. So it'll be good that they pick it up and run with it and make it happen for them. Rosco, hey, thanks, bro. Thanks for coming. And we appreciate you. And listen, for you out there who's watching, like I said all the time, leave a message. You know, if you like what we're doing here and if you like what we're saying, just leave a message. If you want me to ask more questions to other personality out there, just feel free to say so. Hit the like button and then share the content to your friends and family. And we will give you more. Like I said to you before, we find other personality in sports who will talk to wherever we go. You know, we are on the journey and we're here chilling with Aaron Lawrence at Bermuda with my good friend from the UK. You know, thank you for watching. Peace out. God bless. One love. Oh,
One takes, right?
Yeah, one take.